Welcome into Wilmington Wildcats Weekly, brought to you by Breezer Construction Company. Boy, it seems like we've already done this once. A couple of nights ago, we actually went through this entire process and got to about the 3:45 mark of the first quarter, and then lightning and everything else hit. And then on the way home, I thought we needed a boat to get back to the house. That was crazy. There were 2 or 3 times I thought we were going to be swept off into the middle of a cornfield somewhere, but we ended up making it back, and then everybody's back tonight. I will tell you that the weather hasn't really vastly improved.
Except the lightning is not here.
The rain is coming down already. You're right. There's no lightning tonight, and I don't think there's any threat of severe weather or any sort of lightning. So I think, for the most part, things should be good, although I said that before, and then things go horribly, horribly wrong. So we'll see what happens tonight. We're going to kind of re-rack everything here on the pregame show and kind of start back from the beginning. We're going to play you the interview from Coach Reintz here in just a minute, and then we'll also catch you up as to where we're at in this game. We're at a very odd scenario tonight. At a 7-6 game, I think with 3:45 to go in the first quarter. And, for Wilmington, we've seen this a few times where a game has been moved. Last year it was Coal City, and I think the year before that, or a couple of years before that, it was at Coal City. And so Wilmington is kind of familiar with how this whole thing works. And I think, oddly enough, this benefits Wilmington because if Lisle had any sort of new wrinkles that they were putting in, the Cats saw some of those and gave them the ability to adjust a few things over the last day or two. So I think it'll be interesting tonight to see how these two teams come out.
Well, I'll tell you one thing. Every time you walk on this field here, every time we've done a game here, you never know what's going to happen. Some of the weirdest things happen. Well, the rain last Friday night was another one to add to the storybook of this field. But you come in here trembling because this place is a hard place to win.
It's hard to be motivated here, quite honestly. Yeah. I mean, it's a beautiful stadium, but there's not a lot going on atmosphere-wise. I mean, you could have a few hundred fans in the stands, and it wouldn't even look like it.
They get swallowed up.
And the atmosphere kind of gets drowned out a little bit, and that's been a little bit of a problem with some flat performances in the past, and we'll see what Wilmington does here tonight. Well, let's take a break. When we come back, we'll re-rack the interview with Coach Reintz. We'll get set for football tonight. Sunday night football for high school. That's an odd thing. Don't know if I've ever said that before, but we'll be back here in just a couple minutes with the interview with Coach Reintz. You're listening to Wilmington Wildcats Weekly, brought to you by Breezer Construction Company on the Christian Internet Sports Network. Breezer Construction Company is a proud supporter of Wilmington Wildcats football on the Christian Internet Sports Network. For over 40 years, Breezer Construction Company has led the way in providing quality construction to the industrial, utility, and pipeline industries. For more information on Breezer Construction Company, go to breezerconstruction.com. That's breezerconstruction.com. Or call 815-521-0900. Welcome back here at Wilmington Wildcats Weekly, brought to you by Breezer Construction Company, joined once again by the head coach of the Wildcats, Mr. Jeff Reintz. And Coach, a good solid win last week against a Manteno team. That we know has caused problems for a few people in opening games and played some bigger schools as you have, and a good opportunity for your guys to come out and kind of fill some gaps where some people ended up missing with injuries and get out of there with a solid win.
No, I couldn't agree with you more. Manteno team, they came in with a big upset over Lisle the week before. Even in their losses, I feel that their offense was clinging and doing really well. Was really working well together, and we let up the big play a little bit, but I thought for the most part we did a good job against their run game, and we were a bend don't break against their pass game, and then we were able to run the ball obviously on offense. Rodewald had a great night, and offensive line wise, and Trey Shaw, great to see him back in the mix, and so Tyler Willis, what a job he did on defense for us, and so overall it was a real good game for us. Our kids stepped up and played, and great to get another win and to be 4-0.
At what point did you realize that Trey Shaw was good to go?
I didn't realize, because even in the pregame he looked good but was still limping a little bit. When he took his first kickoff and he returned it about 40 yards to midfield, I said, okay. And then I want to say right after that, we gave him the ball and he broke one for 50 yards. And so he was good to go. And what a confidence booster for him, because you go through a tougher injury like that, you're just not quite sure. And then for him to get that confidence is good.
We were worried at all about playing him on both sides of the ball.
A little bit, and then when the injuries started happening, we knew we couldn't afford that. He had to play, and that's a good question. We were going into it with one side of the ball, but it is what it is. It's a conference game. We talked to our trainer, we talked to Trey, and like the trainer and Trey both said, if I'm playing on one side, if I'm playing, I'm playing. You're exactly right. And the trainer even said, once he's warmed up, he's going to be fine. So, obviously he did a really good job.
Special teams, week in and week out, that seems to get more and more important. Of course, you had Trey returning kicks there for a while, and then Richards with that big kick right before the half, and the ability to kind of see what kind of leg he has in a game-type situation. That's an impressive kick from 41, 42 yards.
It really is. He showed some of that last year. Not quite the 42, but as a freshman, he's kicking 30, 35 yarders. And obviously he's gotten bigger and stronger, and boy, he not only hit that kick for 42, that might have been good from 47, 48. Mm-hmm. So what a weapon to have, and good job. You talk about the little things between your snapper, your holder, and that's all got to work together. And Allen was able to get the ball through the uprights.
Now you get Lisle, and you're on the road, and we all know kind of how that goes every time we go to Benedictine.
Yeah.
And you get a team that spread everybody out, and kind of, are you a little bit more comfortable with that since you see more spread offenses now?
Yeah, I think so. I think the biggest thing for us is offensively. That's one thing they've done from their defense to our offense is tied us down somewhat. And but going back to the question defensively is yes, I think some of the games that we've played so far have helped us. I think playing that run game, because we're going to get a little bit of both from Lisle. As I said the other night at Catbackers, on one side of the formation, they're going to power run you. Mm-hmm. On the other side of the formation, you're going to have speed at receivers, and you got to be able to stop the pass game. So we got to see how we handle that whole situation.
Is the name of the game still getting to the quarterback before they can get the ball off?
Well, yeah, we do. But the thing is about this quarterback, what makes it scary is I think this kid's scarier when he's out running around trying to pass the ball. And so anytime you get pressure on a quarterback, it's a good thing. We just got to make sure he doesn't get away from us too much.
Now, we talked about weather on Friday night or two ago, and that might be a factor. It looks like it definitely might be a factor at some point during that night. So how do you guys look to kind of handle that situation?
You know what? Well, it's in Lisle's hands to begin with, and so we'll see what they want to do. We'll obviously be following the weather and go from there. But, it's their homecoming, so they got a lot into this weekend also. And so, we'll go up there and we'll play. One thing, it's on turf, so you're not worried about muddied up or field-wise, it's not going to hurt you either way. Obviously, from our standpoint, you got to bring enough footballs and try to make sure from that standpoint you're okay. But we let Lisle make those decisions and see what they want to do. They'll be in. I think tomorrow's when you first get a good grip of that forecast, what's it going to be the next day. And the thing is, the tough part about this is you're dealing with Benedictine. You're dealing with not Lisle's home field. You're dealing with another school, and so you got to work around them and all that. So those guys, our ADs, do a great job, and I'm sure they'll figure out the best thing for us.
All right, lastly here tonight, I know this is a growing list in all kinds of various areas, but injury-wise, where do you stand?
Yeah, so, after the game Friday, Cody Franzen, we were told, broke his collarbone, and he was done for the year. Well, now he gets x-rays, and he's okay. He still has a sprained shoulder, though, and it's going to be 1 or 2 weeks till he gets back. Now, that's better than the whole season. So we got Trey Shaw back. Sanchez, he just got an MRI the other day, so we're going to see about that. Humphreys goes back to the doctor here next couple days. Don't know if it'll be next week, for sure in 2 weeks. Possibly, though, next week. He gets another x-ray to see how that is. And so, yeah, that's where we're at right now. And we're making it work. Our kids, Willis come in, did a great job. Jack and Ryan come in last week, did a great job. Mm-hmm. And so we need to continue to do that. However, if some more kids go down in key spots, we're really struggling. And so, but that's football. That's the nature of the beast.
All right, Coach. Good luck tonight. And again, we'll talk to you in the postgame.
All right. Hey, thanks. Appreciate it.
So Coach Jeff Reitz joining us here on Wilmington Wildcats Weekly. We'll take a break, come back, get you set for kickoff here tonight. And actually, it is kickoff because we were in between scores. So we'll get back for that here in just a few minutes, and we'll give you a rundown of how we're at, where we're at in this game in just a couple of minutes. We're back in just a moment. You're listening to Wilmington Wildcats Weekly on the Christian Internet Sports Network, brought to you by Breezer Construction Company. When you need the very best representation on your side, the attorneys and staff at Odekirk, Allred & Associates are here to help with extensive professional experience in cases involving criminal defense, divorce, custody, personal injury, residential real estate, and driver's license reinstatement. Odekirk Allred and Associates and its diverse team is prepared to commit personalized attention and aggressive representation to achieve positive outcomes for your most stressful legal issues. Odekirk Allred and Associates has a team of highly skilled attorneys from the area, including Wilmington locals. Odekirk Allred and Associates takes pride in its communication skills and unmatched reputation for success. Contact Odekirk Allred and Associates at 815-740-1700 or stop by their new office location in Wilmington at 1095 South Water Street for your free consultation today. The launching pad is back and the kitchen is now open 7 days a week. The iconic Route 66 restaurant is now serving Italian beef, Chicago-style hot dogs, malts, shakes, and their famous dirtworm sundaes. During your stop at the launching pad, check out the Route 66 gift shop and get your picture taken with the Gemini Giant. Cruise on over to 810 East Baltimore Street in Wilmington and visit the launching pad today. This is Wilmington Wildcats Weekly, brought to you by Breezer Construction Company, about 2 minutes away from getting back to things here tonight from Benedictine University in Lisle. Boy, the rain is just coming down in sheets at the moment, but no wind really and no lightning. So I think we'll probably be okay for our game here tonight. And just to get you caught up kind of where we were at the end of Friday night, Wilmington got the initial kickoff and went nowhere. And when they tried to punt it, they snapped it back to A.J. Myers, and it basically rolled back to him. He had the punt partially blocked, and it rolled dead at the Wilmington 43-yard line. And at that particular point, Lisle managed to run 9 or 10 plays, and about 3 of them, or maybe 4, there was a legal procedure or illegal motion penalties. And despite all of that, Lisle still managed to score a touchdown. Wilmington got the ball back, and after a big run back out to the 41-yard line, it was called back for holding and put at the Wilmington 21. You then had a 34-yard run from the fullback A.J. Myers, followed by a 35-yard touchdown run from Trey Shaw, and Wilmington held a 7-6 lead. And then at that point, you had all of the lightning and everything that came along with that, and then the need for a cruise ship to get home, and you get what we have here tonight. So the Cats and Lisle getting set to resume things here with 3:45 to go in the first quarter.
Seems strange to come to the game, well, Sunday night for first thing, but to come to the game and you're starting out without any Star Spangled Banner being played. You're starting out with the teams coming out, and they're going to be just a regular kickoff. No toss of the coin, no nothing. We just go right into the game. But it stopped at a great place, didn't it? Because it stopped at a place where it was right as Wilmington had scored. No question about where you take up. 3:45, you kick off. Here comes Lisle. The Lions are out in the field now. Wilmington has not yet broke the huddle. Of course, Wilmington will be kicking off. They took that 7-6 lead.
So we'll get back to action here.
Here they come.
With Wilmington leading at 7-6, 3:45 to go in the opening quarter, and we are right at the spot where Wilmington was about ready to kick off the other night. And so it'll be teed up at the 40, and we'll get set to get things back underway. So again, Alan Richards will tee it up, and we're waiting for everything to get blown in here. We finally are. You know, you can actually see the sunset way back beyond the trees on the far side of the field. There's some cracks in the clouds, but right here, right now, it's raining. Looking at the weather forecast and the radar, it looks like that will clear out here in a little bit, though. Kickoff picked up at the 15-yard line, across the 25, out to the 30, and to the 32-yard line goes the return for Lisle. And the Lions will start their 1st and 10. Now, the first look that we had at Lisle on Friday night the Lions had a bunch of penalties, but they managed to go essentially straight down the field and score. Now, on Friday, Demetrius King was coming across on the jet sweep quite a few times. They ran that 3 or 4 times. And then we saw Aiden Lombardo not only be able to move his feet, but also throw the ball as well. So it'll be interesting to see how things go early here.
Yeah, he threw a 15-yard completion to Connor Nigro. So he's 1 for 2 in passing.
All right, so shotgun formation, one running back to the right. Lombardo trying to keep it, goes far side, gets the corner, and then gets run out of bounds on the far side about the original line of scrimmage. As he's chased out by Hunter Doherty, getting out there from his defensive line position. A gain of, we'll call it a yard. 2nd down and 9 for Lisle. Good pursuit from Hunter Doherty.
For being a big guy, he covers ground well.
6'2", 275 pounds. Kind of anchoring that defensive line, along with Lucas Spangler at 6'3", 240 right in the middle of that as well. Again, shotgun formation, one back to the right. Lombardo will take the snap, drops back, looks deep down the near sideline. That pass is incomplete, and that should be pass interference, and is. As Keaton Hopwood spun him back around, and a couple of flags down. It will be pass interference on Wilmington. And I hate to say it, but that one was relatively obvious.
And it wasn't really necessary.
No, he wasn't going to come down with it anyway.
No, the ball was uncatchable. And he turned around at the last second, and he kind of panicked.
So it'll be a 15-yard penalty, puts the ball all the way out to the Lisle 48-yard line. The Lions will have it there, 1st and 10.
Once again, that pass defense is really plaguing the Wildcats.
So again, out of the shotgun, one receiver to the far side, one back as well. Handoff comes near side. A gain of maybe 3 on the run by Brett Weber. Bring up 2nd down and 7 for Lisle from the Wilmington 49.
What Lisle does very well so far is really mix up the plays. You can't get yourself settled in any one thing. They don't just run all the time. They don't just pass all the time.
They do a lot of different things out of this shotgun formation. One receiver to the far side. Again, a shotgun with one slot back and one running back as well. Handoff comes right side again. It's Brett Weber. Gets a couple of yards before he's tripped up by Alan Richards, along with Jaden Scott. And a gain of a couple more will bring up 3rd down and 5 for Lisle from the Wilmington 47-yard line.
So far, that run defense has still been stellar.
Down to 2:15 to go in the opening quarter as Wilmington leads at 7-6. Out of the shotgun again, Lombardo, one receiver to the far side. Lombardo drops back, trying to sprint free. Now fires it deep down the middle of the field, and that is incomplete. Good coverage by Keaton Hopwood as he was back there along with Demetrius King, and it'll bring up 4th down, and it looks as if Lisle will get ready to punt the football.
Yeah, that was good. That was a good pass defense that time. The defensive man was stride for stride with the receiver.
Keaton Hopwood doing a really nice job of staying with King, and King is fast too, so we'll see what Lisle does here. It's 4th and 4, so it could be a long count. Depending on this, rolls back, literally rolls back to the punter, and the kick bounces away, and now Wilmington will just clear out, and they'll let it be down at about the 17-yard line. I mean, that rolled about from the time the center snapped the ball all the way back to the punter in a straight line. Try to do that with a football.
Yeah, it stayed right on its side and just rolled
for
over
a good 12
over.
yards.
Yeah, I don't know if we've ever seen something like that. And it rolled right back to him. The kicker got it just like it was hiked to him, picked it up and punted it.
So 1st and 10 for Wilmington from their own 17-yard line. And again, Keaton Hopwood will bring everybody up to the line of scrimmage as Wilmington seeing what they can do offensively. Trey Shaw and Jake Rodewald are the wing backs with A.J. Myers at fullback. Boy, they are like a half mile away from us.
Boy, they are. I can't hardly tell
Pitch
who's
goes
out
back
there.
to Shaw, and everything kind of stacked up, although Trey pushes the pile ahead to the 20. A gain of 3 yards. It'll bring up 2nd down and 7 for Wilmington with 1:35 to go in the opening quarter.
You saw how that unfolded, and you wonder how in the world he got 3 yards. But he just literally pushed the pile forward. Okay, clock's running. We're down to 1:16 in the first quarter. They're breaking the huddle. Wildcats coming to the line.
So 2nd down and 7. Again, everything packed in that double wing. Up under center is Hopwood, and underneath it goes. I think that's Myers. I couldn't tell if it was Myers or Trey Shaw. I think it actually ended up being Trey Shaw off the right side, and it will be a gain of a couple of more, bring up 3rd down, and we'll call it 5 for Wilmington from their own 22-yard line.
Defense by the Lions is much stronger against the run than it was Friday night.
Well, if you remember, the first drive for Wilmington
was true.
Didn't go anywhere. In fact, they gained a yard. And the second time around, they got everything going with A.J. Myers out of that fullback spot. So back to the double wing here. 3rd down and 5 for Wilmington. Pitch now, double handoff. It comes near side. This is Rodewald getting around the corner across the 30 and all the way out to the 32-yard line.
Play.
And that's a gain of 11 yards and a Wilmington 1st down. It was actually, really, to be more accurate, a double pitch.
Yeah, it really was. It was a double pitch.
Pitched it to Shaw. Shaw pitched it back to Rodewald, and now the Cats have 1st and 10 from their own 32, almost the 33-yard line.
We've seen that double handoff. That amazes me when they do that. It's so close and so quick. But this was the double pitch. You're right.
So 11 seconds to go in the opening quarter. This should be the final play of the quarter. Wilmington usually runs the football, but we'll see. Hopwood up under center. Double wing again from the 33. Handoff comes near side. Out to the 39-yard line. On the run goes Jake Rodewald, as he'll pick up 6, close to 7. That'll bring us to the end of the first quarter. Wilmington leads it 7-6 over Lisle. We'll take a break, come back to the second quarter in a moment. This is Wilmington Wildcats football on the Christian Internet Sports Network. Warren's Collision Center is now at 860 Easy Street in Braidwood. They accept all insurance companies, and as always, customer service is their top priority. Contact Warren's Collision at 815-458-3300. Stop by online at warrenscollision.com or visit in person at 860 Easy Street in Braidwood. Warren's Collision Center is open from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Monday through Friday. Warren's Collision Center, where they care beyond the repair. Quigley Technology Services is your local source for computer help. They have built numerous websites, including ours here at the Christian Internet Sports Network. Quigley Technology Services also specializes in virus removal, so your computer will get back to full speed now. And you can trust them for first-class computer repair, including free local pickup and delivery, plus on-site service, including after hours. Contact Quigley Technology Services at 815-293-7844 or stop by at quigtech.com. That's QUIG tech.com. So 7-6 the lead for Wilmington here at the start of quarter number 2. And again, I believe this is Rodewald pushing the pile all the way out to the 45-yard line. So a gain of 5 and another Wilmington first down. Cats will have it 1st and 10 from their own 45-yard line. Again, rain was coming down pretty heavily to start this game. Now it's kind of sprinkling. It's not really a...
I'm just going to say it's a smaller type of a raindrop. It's not as heavy as it was.
And honestly, I think the rain's going to go away completely here in a few minutes. The radar's pretty light behind this front here. 1st and 10, Wilmington from the 45. Again, back to the double wing. Pitch comes near side. This is Trey Shaw all the way out to midfield now. A gain of 5 more before being swallowed up by the interior of that Lisle defense, led by Anthony Ranieri, this 6'4" junior. Or 6'4" senior, excuse me.
See, so far, A.J. Meyer, we don't have him down for a carry tonight. He had 1 carry for 34 yards on Friday night. That's not uncommon.
Nope, every now and then, but not very often. 2nd down and 5 for the Cats right at midfield. 10:41 to go in the first half. Pitch comes right side. There goes Trey Shaw up the middle, all the way down to the Lisle 25, still going to the 22-yard line.
Wow.
A gain of 28 for Trey, and a Wilmington first down.
He kind of hurled over one defensive player, one player that was down on the turf, and turned it out to the outside and then back on the inside at the last, and he pushed out another 3 yards.
So 1st and 10 for Wilmington from the 22-yard line of Lisle. And again, the Cats aren't going to be in any hurry tonight. Ball control and maintaining that clock are the 2 biggest friends of Wilmington. Double wing again. Pitch comes right side. Shaw picking his way through, and he got hit pretty hard down about the 19-yard line, but still manages to pick up close to 3.
Yeah, he got that handoff close to the line, but that time the offensive lineman kind of got stood up, and he couldn't get a good, strong surge going.
Connor Nigro on the stop for Lisle. Gain of 3, and it'll bring up 2nd down and 7. Again, everything packed in for Wilmington out of that double wing from the Lisle 19-yard line. Double pitch again. This is Rodewald trying to get left side, and not much there.
Nice tackle.
Back to the line of scrimmage, and that was about it. It looked like Mike Walker, the 6'1" junior, made the stop for Lisle. And now Wilmington facing a 3rd down and 7. Of course, once you see that double handoff,
yeah,
then it makes it much harder to pull that off again. Of course, we have not seen A.J. Myers yet out of that fullback spot, nor has Wilmington elected to throw a pass quite yet.
Yeah.
So,
and Wilmington's offensive coordinator does that a lot. He'll stay with certain guys at the amount of time, not once he switches.
Pitch comes right side. This is Trey Shaw. I mean, there's just not much there. It moves the pile a little, but a gain of a yard or 2, and it's probably going to be field goal time for Wilmington.
Yeah. Boy, I tell you what, the Lion defense really stood up and stonewalled everything and going to force the Wildcats probably into a field goal.
So we approach 8 minutes to go in the half. Alan Richards on to attempt what will be a 33-yard field goal. He's hit from 41 already this year, and that did not look good. Did he still get it through? He did. That's unbelievable. Jack Narine had all kinds of trouble with the hold. As a matter of fact, Alan Richards had to stop on his approach and take 1 step and still got it through from 33 yards out. Wow. 10-6 is the lead for Wilmington. 7:55 to go in the half. Take a break. Come back with more Cats football in a moment on the Christian Internet Sports Network.
Phelan Acres Bible Church is the perfect place if you are looking for a church to call home. They have services every week, including Sunday school at 9:45, morning worship at 11, and Wednesday night prayer meetings at 7. Phelan Acres Bible Church is located at 26009 Willow Lane in Wilmington, Illinois. And for more information, call 815-476-7818. That's 815-476-7818. If you're looking for more information on Wilmington Wildcats football, then check out the Catbackers every Wednesday at 7 at Tuffy's. Each week, Coach Reentz goes over game film, takes questions from the audience, and presents the Offensive and Defensive Player of the Week awards. Plus, you'll get to hang out with other Wildcat fans and get the inside scoop on next week's game. So be sure to check out the Catbackers every Wednesday at 7 at Tuffy's.
So Alan Richards gets set to kick off from the Wilmington 40. And there's a short kick, and we'll see if it stays in bounds. It does go out of bounds, but Lisle almost made a huge mistake, because if that didn't go all the way out, Wilmington was there to pick it up. And luckily for the Lions, that last bounce kicked it out of bounds. Now that could have been some big trouble. 1st and 10 for the Lions, and well, why would they mark it? Or did somebody pick it up and run out? I thought the ball went out of bounds.
Oh, I don't know.
Apparently, maybe they picked it up as it was going out of bounds. We're so far away that that's an odd scenario. 2 receivers to the near side. They must have picked it up on that last bounce just to be safe. Swing pass off on the near side. That's incomplete, and that could have been a little bit of trouble, as it was intended for Dylan Lau. Keaton Hopwood was the only one out there, and he was being blocked by Demetrius King, and the pass sailed a little bit over the head of Lau. It brings Lisle a 2nd down and 10 from their own 23-yard line.
Pretty impressive how he threw King off of him and down on the turf. Pretty strong young man.
So 2nd down and 10 for Lisle from the 23. Snap back to Lombardo. Handoff goes far side. Decent gain. A gain of 5, close to 6, as Brent Weber on the carry. Finally dragged down by Tyler Willis. A gain of 5 will bring up 3rd and 5 for Lisle from their own 28-yard line.
That's Brett's 5th carry this game, so he's evidently one of their mainstays.
Again, 2 receivers split out to the near side. Shotgun formation for Lombardo on 3rd and 5. Swings it near side. That's incomplete again. Now that looked like it might have been catchable for Dylan Lau, although it was not exactly where it should have been.
It was a little high, but I think you're right. I think he should have caught it.
Keaton Hopwood did a pretty good job trying to get around his defender, or the blocker downfield, is Hopwood trying to come up and make the tackle. But
had the same play, 2 plays apart. Passing out in the flats there with the blocker in front of him, and once again, Hopwood out there by himself.
So 4th down and 5. Boy, that kick goes straight into the air, and it's going to get a decent Lisle roll, but still not a great kick, as it's touched dead at the Wilmington 48-yard line. So the Wildcats will take over from there, 1st and 10. Now, Wilmington had a few things going on the last drive, but it stalled out down around the 20-yard line. Actually, it's about the 15. And then Jack Narine had some trouble with the snap, but Cats still managed to get the field goals. Alan Richards stopped his approach and then started it again and managed to get it just enough on it to get it through. 1st and 10 from, we'll call it the 49. Rodewald breaks 2 tackles, still pushing ahead across the 45 all the way down to the Lisle 42-yard line. And honestly, that should have been about a 2-yard gain.
Nice running by Rodewald.
Boy, Jake just, along with the rest of that offensive line, just pushing everybody downfield. It ends up being a gain of 8. Should have been about 2.
Rodewald's been busy tonight.
2nd down and 2 for the Cats. 6:30 to go in the first half, as Wilmington leads at 10-6. Sure to stick around for our halftime show, brought to you by Pro Real Estate. I'll have a check of your first half stats and our first check of the IHSA football scoreboard, brought to you by Odekirk Allred and Associates. Handoff goes to the fullback for the first time tonight. This is A.J. Myers, who broke a tackle or 2 himself.
Looked like he wasn't going to get anything, but he didn't give up.
Didn't get much, got about a yard. It'll bring up 3rd down and 1 for Wilmington.
Yeah, he ran into a very stiff wall right there.
So it'll be 3rd down and a yard. And again, Wilmington using tons of clock, and that's what the Cats need to do. Keep control of the football and run it down. And this is Hopwood, and this is going to depend on the spot. I don't know if he got it or not. I don't think he did, but if I'm Wilmington, I go ahead and go for it anyway. It's 4th down at what, half a yard? Maybe less than that. And the Cats are leaving everyone out there. And I think that's the right call. 4th down and less than a half a yard. I'd go to Mr. Rodewald. If it were me.
I think I'd go over that right side?
Left side with Mr. Rodewald.
Big guys.
Shaw went in motion and came back and now gets the pitch off the right side. Trey's got the first down and breaks free. Trey Shaw to the 10. 5, touchdown Wilmington.
Whoa. All right.
Shaw got past that initial line and cruises into the end zone on a 41-yard touchdown run. 4:30 to go in the half, and the Cats now lead at 16-6 pending the extra point. And that's the problem when you put everybody up. Once you get past that initial wave, there's nobody left. And with the speed of Trey Shaw and Rodewald both, once they get past that first line, it's really difficult to try to track them down. Good snap, good hold, and the kick is good as well. So the Cats now lead at 17-6 with 4:30 to go in our first half. Take a break. Back with more Cats football in a moment here on the Christian Internet Sports Network.
Teresa's Family Styling Salon in Wilmington is an all-ages salon that will style your hair for that special look. They offer cuts, perms, and coloring for any fashion. They also carry Paul Mitchell and Brocato products. Teresa's Family Styling Salon is located in the Southgate Plaza in Wilmington, and you can call for an appointment at 815-476-1955. That's 815-476-1955. Pro Real Estate is a family-owned business established in 1983. Its staff and sales agents work in all areas of real estate sales, from first-time homebuyers to experienced investors. Located at 506 South Water Street in Wilmington, clients are welcome to stop by to discuss their real estate needs or visit our website at pro-homes.net. For a private consultation, contact us at 815-476-7916.
So Richards has it teed up at the 40 again. 4:30 to go in the half as Richards approaches. And again, a little pooch kick. And taken at the 30, 35, out to the 40. And that time around, Lisle was prepared for the shorter kick. I think for Wilmington, I'd be tempted to just boom that thing into the end zone.
Yeah, me too.
Provided that he feels like he can get it there. I mean, there's no wind tonight. We've seen Richards get it close to the goal line. So Lisle will have the 1st and 10 from their own 42-yard line. As the interesting thing is they had 12 guys in the huddle, didn't they? They broke the huddle, and then that's very interesting. Pitch off the near side. That goes nowhere. Alan Richards there on the stop. You could tell immediately when they pitched it that was going to be dead in the water.
Nice pursuit that time by the defense.
That's Brett Weber on the carry. He actually loses a yard. It'll bring up 2nd down and 11 for Lisle with 4 minutes and counting here in the first half. You feel like for the Lions that they need some points, and they need it on this drive because although Wilmington hasn't just been scoring rapidly, the Lions have had some difficulty stopping it. So Wilmington with 4 down linemen here on 2nd down and 11, and they'll send a corner as well off that left side. Rolling near side, Lombardo fires it down the field, and it is incomplete. As got knocked away from King by Jack Narine. Demetrius King looking for a flag, but
That was no flag.
not much to go with there. It'll bring up 3rd down and 11.
The ball was off in the air far enough that he had a chance to alter his course and come back over and knock the ball down.
So 3rd down and 11 for Lisle, and I think the Lions will go back to the air here. The problem for Lisle, though, is every time they've tried to throw the ball, it's been 30, 40 yards downfield.
Yeah, and we found out that sometimes those passes out in the flats have been something to plague across the center too.
And we have a timeout to Lisle. Boy, they barely got that timeout in on time. 3:29 to go in the half. Wilmington leads at 17-6. We'll take a break, come back with more in a moment here on the Christian Internet Sports Network.
Breezer Construction Company is a proud supporter of Wilmington Wildcats football on the Christian Internet Sports Network. For over 40 years, Breezer Construction Company has led the way in providing quality construction to the industrial, utility, and pipeline industries. For more information on Breezer Construction Company, go to breezerconstruction.com. That's breezerconstruction.com. Or call 815-521-0900.
3:29 to go in the half. Wilmington 17, Lisle 6. Be sure to stick around for our halftime show brought to you by Pro Real Estate. We'll get your first half stats. We'll also have a full check of the IHSA football scoreboard brought to you by Odekirk, Allred, and Associates. Get you set for the second half as well. 3rd down and 11 for Lisle from their own 41. Lombardo drops back, tries to get away, steps off the left side, trying to scramble away, and is eventually brought down at the 42-yard line. So a gain of maybe a yard or two, and that's it. Good pursuit from the Wilmington defense. It'll bring up 4th and 10 for Lisle, and actually good coverage downfield, too, because Lombardo had nowhere to go with the football.
Yeah, he was trying all the way across there for a while to find somebody downfield. He couldn't do it. Finally had to eat the ball.
So snap back here. Good snap this time. The kick is taken at the 26-yard line by Jack Narine. Trying to go far side across the 35 to the 40. Narine to the 45. All the way out to midfield before he's finally tackled. Great return from Jack Narine of about 24 yards or so. And the Cats will be set up right at midfield. Again, very good field position for Wilmington. The last couple of times they've had the ball out near midfield.
That ball had no hang time to it, and got to the Wilmington. And Ryan really way too quick for the people to cover the kick. Well, now what do you think the chances are they'll run a running play?
I think they're going to run some more, is what I think. But then again, Barry, every now and then, catches you off guard. Back to the double wing here. And there it is, dropping back to pass. Keaton Hopwood rolling to the right side, looking downfield. He has nowhere to go with it, gets around the defender, manages to pick up 2 or 3 yards as they were looking way downfield. But Trey Shaw was covered by Dylan Lau. And it'll bring up 2nd down and 8 for the Cats. And that's really, we've seen Keaton Hopwood over the years. That's the growth of Keaton. Yeah. As a sophomore, he'd have thrown that ball up there and hoped that something good was going to happen. And now as a senior, he's realizing, hey, we're much better off if I just get back to the line of scrimmage or get a yard or two and keep things going.
Hang on that ball, run that clock, keep it going.
So the Cats have it now 2nd down and 8 from the Lisle 48-yard line. 2:55 to go in the half. Handoff to the fullback, A.J. Myers. He'll bang ahead down inside the 45 to the 44-yard line. It'll bring up 3rd and call it 4 after a gain of about 3 more for A.J. Again up front for Wilmington, Cam Holman, along with Lucas Spangler, Dave Schnittiger, Hunter Doherty, Brad Stacy, Nick Gornick. All those guys doing a fantastic job, as always, trying to clear out some holes. Third down. Well, they moved the ball back now. It's about almost 3rd and 6. Pitch comes left side. This is Rodewald, and I thought he had a chance, but after a yard or two, he's dropped by Mike Walker, who actually did a really nice job of filling that hole for Lisle and wrapping up Rodewald. And after a gain of about a yard, it'll bring up 4th and 5 for Wilmington, and they are in no hurry. And I am shocked that Lisle is not using a timeout.
Yeah, you're right.
Wouldn't you?
I would think so.
I mean, you have a quarterback with a decent arm. Why would you just let 40 seconds run off the clock?
They're evidently going to run it down to the timeout. There it is.
So there's the timeout. 1:27 to go in the half as the Cats lead it 17-6. We'll take a break, come back with the end of the first half. Well, more or less in a moment here on the Christian Internet Sports Network.
When you need the very best representation on your side, the attorneys and staff at Odekirk Allred and Associates are here to help with extensive professional experience in cases involving criminal defense, divorce, custody, personal injury, residential real estate, and driver's license reinstatement. Odekirk Allred and Associates and its diverse team is prepared to commit personalized attention and aggressive representation to achieve positive outcomes for your most stressful legal issues. Odekirk Allred and Associates has a team of highly skilled attorneys from the area, including Wilmington locals. Odekirk Allred and Associates takes pride in its communication skills and unmatched reputation for success. Contact Odekirk Allred and Associates at 815-740-1700 or stop by their new office location in Wilmington at 1095 South Water Street for your free consultation today.
So 4th down and 4, actually closer to 5 for Wilmington, so they're going to get ready to punt it away. Back deep for Lisle is Demetrius King. And A.J. Myers to punt. Good snap that time. The kick from Myers is a line drive, and it's going to carry out of bounds at the 7. Wow, what a kick from A.J. Myers. That's a beauty, right toward the corner. And Lisle is going to have it 1st and 10 from there. I'm going to talk about a long field. Now, again, if you're Lisle this deep in your own territory, do you take a gamble and throw it here and risk Wilmington picking off a pass or forcing a fumble or something along those lines, or you just run a few plays and see if you get enough yardage that you can make something happen?
I'd do that. I don't think I'd put it up in the air.
You definitely don't want to do something to give up another touchdown because this game is right there at the moment.
Yeah, you're right in the middle. It's only an 11-point game. You got a whole half to go yet.
Lombardo out of the shotgun. Hands it off the left side. Boy, that's a tough run as Richards got run over by Mike Walker. He's a big kid, too. He's a load. Picked up about 7 yards. It'll bring up 2nd down and 3 for Lisle. And interestingly enough, the Lions are in no hurry.
They're willing to settle for an 11-point deficit at halftime.
I mean, I'm not saying you got to be in a hurry up, throw the ball all over the field, but at least get 3 or 4 running plays in to see if somebody can break it. Handoff comes near side. Decent hole out across the 20 to 22. And again, Wilmington perfectly willing to give that up right now. As Weber with the carry. So pick up about 7 more. They'll run the clock, and the Lions just letting it run down here inside 30 seconds. Again, Wilmington kind of just laying back a little bit here and not giving up big plays.
Yeah, that's what they want to do. They want to keep them big plays. Just go ahead and run the clock out for the half.
So down to 20 seconds to go in the half. Lombardo drops back to pass, fires it deep down the middle of the field, and it is incomplete. Boy, great coverage by Keaton Hopwood. It went off the hands of Demetrius King, but before King could reel it back in, Hopwood went ahead and threw him to the ground. And King will tell you he probably should have caught that, but Hopwood didn't give him an opportunity to correct it either. So,
yeah, that was good play. You don't want to give the guy a chance to go back after it.
And that might be your one shot here, because if you're Lisle, you don't want to throw a couple of passes and give Wilmington the ball back. So I would be kind of surprised if they don't run the ball here. They do, off the near side. This is Walker out to near the 35-yard line. Give him a gain of 11 more, and with 5 seconds left, Walker headed out of bounds. And so Lisle will have one more crack at it here, as Lombardo could wind up and heave it deep, I guess, and hope that you hit somebody on the run. So with 5 seconds to go in the half, Lisle will line up one more time from their own 33-yard line. Coach Raines on the far sideline yelling for Northwestern. See what they have here to pull out of the hat. And Lombardo is almost sacked, and now is sacked back at the 27-yard line. Hunter Doherty got in there first, and it was cleaned up by Jaden Scott. And that's the way the half will end, on a loss of 5, close to 6, as Lombardo got spun around, and he comes up a little slow. We'll see how that affects Lisle in the second half, as Lombardo got hit pretty hard. We're at the half. Wilmington leads at 17-6 over Lisle. Welcome into the halftime show, brought to you by Pro Real Estate. We'll have a full look of those first half stats for you here in just a moment. We'll also have a full rundown of the IHSA football scoreboard, brought to you by Odekirk, Allred, and Associates. We'll do that after this timeout. Wilmington leads at 17-6 at the half. You're listening to Wilmington Wildcats football and the halftime show, brought to you by Pro Real Estate on the Christian Internet Sports Network.
The launching pad is back, and the kitchen is now open 7 days a week. The iconic Route 66 restaurant is now serving Italian beef, Chicago-style hot dogs, malts, shakes, and their famous Dirtworm sundaes. During your stop at the launching pad, check out the Route 66 gift shop and get your picture taken with the Gemini Giant. Cruise on over to 810 East Baltimore Street in Wilmington and visit the launching pad today. Warren's Collision Center is now at 860 Easy Street in Braidwood. They accept all insurance companies, and as always, customer service is their top priority. Contact Warren's Collision at 815-458-3300, stop by online at warrenscollision.com, or visit in person at 860 Easy Street in Braidwood. Warren's Collision Center is open from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Monday through Friday. Warren's Collision Center, where they care beyond the repair.
What's up, man? Good to see you're here. Do you want a beer?
No thanks, I don't drink.
Oh, come on, relax. Have some fun. Everyone else is drinking.
We have a lot to do tomorrow, and I can't be all hungover from drinking. Yeah, I'm having enough trouble with school, and sports, and clubs, and so much stuff. I don't have time to be worrying about if I got caught drunk.
Come on, man. This will help relax your mind and worries, and you'll have a good time.
Oh, man, cops. Run. We better book it out of here.
I'm so glad we weren't stupid and didn't drink. I know, right?
The Wilmington Coalition for a Healthy Community is committed and proud to bring programs and resources to help area residents. Our mission is to build a safe, productive, and substance-free community through these programs. The issues and problems that come with alcohol and drug abuse are very real, and the effects can be devastating. If you or anyone you know is in need of help, please call 815-476-1660. Help is only a phone call away.
This ad is brought to you by the Wilmington Coalition for a Healthy Community in partnership with Sebring Goodman Teen Institute, ONDCP, and SAMHSA.
Quigley Technology Services is your local source for computer help. They have built numerous websites, including ours here at the Christian Internet Sports Network. Quigley Technology Services also specializes in virus removal, so your computer will get back to full speed now. And you can trust them for first-class computer repair, including free local pickup and delivery, plus on-site service, including after hours. Contact Quigley Technology Services at 815-293-7844 or stop by at quigtech.com. That's QUIG tech.com.
Welcome back to the halftime show, brought to you by Pro Real Estate. Battle a couple top 10 teams here in the state in 3A. Wilmington leads at 17-6 over Lisle. First half stats, as we'll get right to that here. We saw a lot of rushing attack on both sides, and some of that is weather-related, of course, between Friday night and tonight. Now, you have to remember that a good chunk of that first quarter was played on Friday. So there were only 3 minutes of that first quarter played tonight, so it's a little bit of an odd situation, but that's what we have. So let's go first off to the Lisle Lions rushing the football. Aiden Lombardo, 5 carries for -5 yards. It was Connor Nigro, 1 carry for 6 yards. Brett Weber, 7 carries for 20 yards and a touchdown. Mike Walker, 4 carries for 21 yards. Demetrius King, 1 carry for 9 yards. So on the half, Lisle, 18 rushing attempts for 51 yards and a touchdown. Now you got to remember, a good 25 or so of that was the end of the half.
Yeah,
when Wilmington was kind of giving up some yards.
They were willing to give up the run outside to keep the big play away.
Through the air, Aiden Lombardo is 1 of 7 for 15 yards, and that one pass caught by Connor Nigro. So you put it all together, 66 first half yards for the Lisle Lions. For Wilmington, no passing yards whatsoever. The Cats, they tried 1 or 2 passes, but they never threw the ball. They never really even attempted anything. Keaton Hopwood, 2 rushing attempts for 2 yards. Jacob Rodewald, 8 carries for 32 yards. Trey Shaw, 9 rushes, 124 yards, and 2 touchdowns. And A.J. Myers, 3 carries for 39 yards. In the half, Wilmington, 22 rushing attempts, 197 yards, and a couple of touchdowns. So the Cats outgaining Lisle 197-66. And it's been interesting. I mean, Lyle's defense has been fine.
Very fine.
I mean, they've given up a couple of big plays, but for the most part, they've held Wilmington in check. Now, when you say 200 yards of offense in the first half is holding somebody in check, it kind of is, though, when you consider Wilmington has been racking up yards the way they have. Lisle has made it tougher.
Yeah, there were 3 plays where they got over 30 yards of play. Other than that, the rest of the time has been, pretty much held in check. But those 3 times did mount up.
So Wilmington leads at 17-6 over Lisle. By the way, the rain has completely stopped. It was raining for maybe the first 15 minutes or so of the game, and now it's actually cleared off. It's a little humid, but pretty good weather at the moment. Being that this is a turf field, you don't have to worry about mud or anything like that, so it should be a pretty good playing surface for the second half. And speaking of which, we still have to get to the halftime scores.
Oh, the scores,
and we'll get to that in a minute. We'll take a break. When we come back, we'll get to a full check of the IHSA football scoreboard brought to you by Odekirk Allred and Associates. We'll do that here in just a few minutes. Wilmington leads at 17-6 over Lisle here at the half, brought to you by Pro Real Estate. We're back in just a moment on the Christian Internet Sports Network.
Phelan Acres Bible Church is the perfect place if you are looking for a church to call home. They have services every week, including Sunday school at 9:45, morning worship at 11, and Wednesday night prayer meetings at 7. Phelan Acres Bible Church is located at 26009 Willow Lane in Wilmington, Illinois. And for more information, call 815-476-7818. That's 815-476-7818. If you're looking for more information on Wilmington Wildcats football, then check out the Catbackers every Wednesday at 7 at Tuffy's. Each week, Coach Reentz goes over game film, takes questions from the audience, and presents the Offensive and Defensive Player of the Week awards. Plus, you'll get to hang out with other Wildcat fans and get the inside scoop on next week's game. So be sure to check out the Catbackers every Wednesday at 7 at Tuffy's.
Hey, Billy, where do you think you're going with that beer?
What's the big deal? He is at home.
Nice, Bob. Real nice.
Look, they're practically grown. They're juniors and seniors now, and they're here for the day. They're not going anywhere.
Yeah, that may be true for yours, but you can't let the others drink.
In Illinois, the social host law holds adults accountable for underage drinking.
If a minor who was drinking at your house injures or kills someone, you are guilty of a Class 4 felony. You get fined. you go to jail.
So, being the host, aka the adult, letting high schoolers drink is illegal.
Be their guide, don't provide. If you or someone you know abuses alcohol or drugs, please call 815-476-1660. Help is only a phone call away.
This ad is brought to you by the Wilmington Coalition for a Healthy Community in partnership with ONDCP and SAMHSA.
Teresa's Family Styling Salon in Wilmington is an all-ages salon that will style your hair for that special look. They offer cuts, perms, and coloring for any fashion. They also carry Paul Mitchell and Brocato products. Teresa's Family Styling Salon is located in the Southgate Plaza in Wilmington, and you can call for an appointment at 815-476-1955. That's 815-476-1955. Pro Real Estate is a family-owned business established in 1983. Its staff and sales agents work in all areas of real estate sales, from first-time homebuyers to experienced investors. Located at 506 South Water Street in Wilmington, clients are welcome to stop by to discuss their real estate needs or visit our website at pro-homes.net. For a private consultation, contact us at 815-476-7916.
Back here on the Halftime Show, brought to you by Pro Real Estate. Get a hold of them at pro-homes.net or at 815-476-7916. Now, time for our first check of the IHSA football scoreboard, brought to you by Odekirk Allred and Associates. And we'll start with the Illinois Central 8s. And really, let's just put it this way, there is nothing close this weekend. I mean, not even remotely close. Let's start with Reed Custer and Manteno. The Panthers win that 41-6. It was Coal City 49, Streeter nothing.
Wow.
And Piatone blew out Herscher 34-0. So
I thought Herscher would give a better count themselves than that.
I don't know. Herscher's had kind of a rough start to the year. They're now 1-3. So again, Manteno 41-6 over Reed Custer, Coal City 49-0 over Streeter, and Piatone 34-0 over Herscher. Now some other games from around the area from what is called the I-8 now. Morris, a 62-12 winner over Ottawa. It was now Watseka 45-14 over Dwight. Canelan beat Rochelle 42-14. It's Clifton Central 28, Seneca 15. By the way, all of these are final because I think we're the only team playing Sunday night football other than New Orleans and Dallas.
Yeah, it's true.
Sycamore 49-0 over Sandwich. Woo. It was LaSalle Peru 40, Plano 8. Oswego 14-13 over Plainfield North. Plainfield East beat Plainfield Central 36-10. Plainfield South 48-0 over Joliet Central. It was Yorkville 21, West Aurora 19. Joliet West beat Romeoville 28-0. Minooka 24, Oswego East 7. And Oswego East, a pretty good football team. They were getting some votes for the top 10. And, of course, Minooka at, I think, 6 in the state in 8A. They win at 24-7. Brother Rice defeats Joliet Catholic 28-20. It was IC Catholic defeating Aurora Christian 35-3. That's interesting because IC, I believe, is number 3 or something in the state in 4A. No, number 1 in the state in 4A. And Aurora Christian was in the top 10 in 1A. Now, of course, a big difference in size there, but an interesting matchup.
They gave them a pretty good game.
Aurora East 19-6 over Streamwood. It was Riverside Brookfield 31-14 over Aurora Central Catholic. Naperville Central 23, Naperville North 7. DeKalb 31-30 over Matea Valley. It was Neuqua Valley 35, Wabanzi Valley 14. Crete Moni defeated Harper Woods 35-7. St. Francis 46, Bishop McNamara 43.
Oh, wow.
So Bishop Mac drops another game in a close contest. It was Bolingbrook 35, Bradley Bourbonnais 3. Lincoln Way East, the number 1 team in 8A, defeated Homewood Flossmoor 28-14. That was a battle of a couple of undefeated teams, by the way. Lincoln Way West 10-6 over Lincoln Way Central. It was Providence 49, Carmel 6. Oak Lawn got a win. 40-22 over Summit Argo. That's the first win of the year for Oak Lawn, the team that Wilmington beat earlier in the year. Evergreen Park loses to Richards 39-13. It was Blue Island 20, Shepherd 14, Andrew 43-0 over Stagg. Hillcrest 48-6 over Oak Forest. Lockport 28, Sandburg 21, so Lockport gets a win. Marist 35-17 over Fenwick. And St. Lawrence 48, DePaul nothing. Thornwood defeated Rich East 30-7. It was Rich Central 42-0 over Thornridge. Thornton 49-13 over Bloom. Paxton 44-7 over Momence. Bremen 34, Tinley Park 24. And just one little kind of side note here. Kankakee and Rich South were supposed to play, and that was canceled because of players, I believe, on one team getting into a fight. I think Rich South got in a fight, and they ended up forfeiting the game, and so Kankakee got a win. Dennis, being the ever hilarious person that he is, asked if we could give a Bears score in the middle of all of this stuff. By the way, in case you're living under a rock somewhere, the Bears actually won today. Niles Notre Dame 14, St. Patrick nothing. Montini Catholic defeated St. Viator 33-14. Glenbard West 47-7 over York. It was South Elgin 35-7 over Glenbard East. Glenbard North 21-7 over Wheaton North. Glenbard South 12, Larkin 6. Glenbrook North goes down to Evanston 49-10. It was New Trier 7, Glenbrook South 3. Hinsdale Central 35-26 over Downers Grove North. Lions 48, Proviso West nothing. Vernon Hills 34-9 over Niles North. It was Maine South 28, Niles West nothing. St. Rita 44-10 over Marion Central Catholic. Proviso East 24-20 over Leiden. And Willowbrook 42-12 over Addison Trail. Bartlett 48, Fenton 22. Batavia 42-21 over Wheaton Warrenville South. St. Charles North 33, Lake Park 14. St. Charles East 35-7 over Geneva. Wheaton 51, Christ the King 6. It was Maine West 29-6 over Deerfield. Barrington 24, Palatine 7. Highland Park 50-6 over Maine East. My goodness, have we just added every score in America in this thing? Chicago Mount Carmel 6-0 over Marmion. Bennett 38, Marion Catholic 15. Hersey defeated Wheeling 78-20.
Oh my.
Whew. It was Fremd 28, Schaumburg nothing. Conant 31-6 over Hoffman Estates. Oak Park River Forest defeated Cicero Morton 49-9. Let's see. Rolling Meadows 49-17 over Buffalo Grove. Hinsdale South 32, Downers Grove South 27. Loyola blew out St. Ignatius 58-6. It was St. Joseph Ogden 19-0 over Pontiac. Mount Prospect 42, Elk Grove Village 7. Elmwood Park defeated Westmont 13-0. Westmont's struggling a little bit this year. Chileno Unity 28-3 over Olympia. It was Moline 56, East Moline 21, and Galesburg goes down to Rock Island 24-21. If there's not a score in there, I don't know what to do for you if we didn't get some score in there that you're interested in. But let's go back to the Illinois Central 8. Mantino 41-6 over Reed Custer. Coal City 49-0 to over Streeter to stay undefeated. Piatone 34, Herscher nothing, and then Morris blew out Ottawa. Dwight got blown out by Watseka. And, of course, that Kankakee score, which is really weird that they ended up getting a forfeit win. And LaSalle Peru blew out Plano as well. That is a full check of the IHSA football scoreboard brought to you by Odekirk Allred and Associates. Boy, I really need to catch my breath. One more quick break. We'll come back with the start of your second half in just a moment. And this has been the Halftime Show brought to you by Pro Real Estate on the Christian Internet Sports Network.
Breezer Construction Company is a proud supporter of Wilmington Wildcats football on the Christian Internet Sports Network. For over 40 years, Breezer Construction Company has led the way in providing quality construction to the industrial, utility, and pipeline industries. For more information on Breezer Construction Company, go to breezerconstruction.com. That's breezerconstruction.com. Or call 815-521-0900.
All right, back to it here as we get set for the start of the third quarter. As Wilmington leads it 17-6. And the Cats will get set to kick off. Going right to left from the 40-yard line. This kick is going to come down about the 13-yard line. taken across the 20, out to the 30, and near the 33-yard line goes the return. Actually, I think they're going to mark Demetrius King out there to the 34. And Lisle will start there, 1st and 10. We'll see what this Wilmington defense can do to start the second half. And again, you get the feeling for Lisle that this is a big offensive possession. If the Lions can somehow get points on the board and put some pressure on Wilmington, the Cats haven't really been in a tight game so far, so it'll be interesting. Handoff goes far side to Brett Weber as he is chopped down after a gain of maybe 3. Bring up 2nd down and 7 for Lisle from their own 36-yard line. Again, Wilmington gave up some rushing yards at the end of the first half, but really because they were laying off a little bit and just allowing Lisle to chew up clock and get some yards. Bring up 2nd down and 7. 2 receivers split out to the near side. Out of the shotgun is Lombardo with one back to his left. Takes the snap. Lombardo going to keep it, and he gets whacked to the ground by A.J. Myers after maybe a gain of a yard, and they'll bring up 3rd down and 6 for Lisle. They tried to run that option to the far side, and they faked the pitch to King, which honestly might have been the better option.
Yeah, I'd probably prefer that. He had a little bit of a distance in the backfield to get a little head of steam up, and Lombardo had none.
The problem for Wilmington is if Demetrius King gets to the outside, he has a ton of speed.
Oh, boy.
So 3rd down and 6 from the Lisle 38. 1 receiver to the near side. 2 slot backs. Out of the shotgun is Lombardo with Weber to his right. Lombardo drops back, fires over the middle. That is caught down to the Wilmington 46-yard line. A gain of 16 yards on the pass to Anthony Ranieri. So
they've completed 2 passes, 15 and 16 yards. When they complete one, it's a good one.
Well, this isn't good. Trey Shaw goes off with his helmet in his hand, and he's struggling on the sideline, and I mean struggling. I don't know if he just got the wind knocked out of him or it's a shoulder issue or what, but Wilmington can ill afford any more injuries, and now the Cats are going to have to take a timeout because they're really down to
Wow. Who do you bring in?
Who's going to play wingback? Matt Sanchez is out. Cody Franzen is out. Now Trey Shaw is over on the sideline. You also have Kyle Humphreys.
He's out.
Who's out, a defensive back spot. I mean, it's
between defensive backs and wing backs, they don't have anybody. I mean, they're down to the last ones.
So Lisle's going to have it 1st and 10 from the 46-yard line of Wilmington, and the Cats are really digging deep for defensive back help and running back help because
when you lose Trey Shaw,
quite frankly, I don't know who's next in the depth chart for Wilmington at wingback. Maybe Kyle Lewis?
I guess Kyle would be the man.
We'll see.
Suppose.
1st and 10 for Lisle from from Wilmington's 46-yard line. And Walker off the left side. He's tripped up after a gain of maybe a yard. And it'll bring up 2nd down and 9. I think Trey Shaw still has his helmet off on the sideline, although we are a country mile away from everything. You hand me the binoculars in the end pocket. I think it's on this end over here.
No,
2nd down and 9 for Lisle from the 45-yard line of Wilmington. 2 receivers to the far side. Out of the shotgun is Lombardo. Fakes the pass, now rolls right and dropped for a 3-yard loss. Wanted to scramble off the right side, but the sack on the play will go to Jaden Scott. So that might be Jaron. That might be Jaron Allen. Although, again, that 67-87 thing really.
Oh, it's almost
These uniforms on this side are.
It's really hard. Yeah.
It is Jaron Allen. So Allen on the sack. I think I said Scott earlier too, but it is Allen. One receiver split out to the near side. And dropping back again is Lombardo. 3rd and 11. Fires over the head of everybody. And it will bring up 4th down and 11. He did have an open receiver.
Yes, he did.
Down at the Wilmington 30-yard line, but overshot him.
That same area where the 16-yarder was completed earlier.
8:47 to go in the 3rd, and Wilmington will get set to punt it away.
Well, we still got 11 guys in the field at least, so.
I mean, the injuries are piling up for the Cats. I was trying to see if I could find Trey Shaw over there. Here's the kick, and that is going to carry out of bounds at the Wilmington 17-yard line. Good punt will set Wilmington up deep in their own end. And now for the Wildcats, this is going to start getting interesting because they're trying to see who's maybe Trey Shaw's back in. I know he. I think Trey is actually back in, so hopefully it was just got the wind knocked out of him.
I hope.
I mean, he was having a tough time on the far side, but it looks like he is back out there at wingback, so maybe he'll return defensively as well. So I think everything kind of back to normal again. Pitch comes near side, Rodewald trying to get the corner across the 20, and this is going to come back for a hold. All the way out to the 32-yard line goes Jake, but there's a flag down at the 16-yard line, and that is danger territory because that usually means a hold off the near side.
And the sad thing was it really wasn't necessary. Rodewald was ahead of the defenders. I mean, it looked like Rodewald had already turned the corner, was ahead of the guys that were being blocked behind him. So it was really unnecessary.
Yeah, just one of those things. Yeah, it isn't all that necessary.
Well, that's going to put them in deep in the hot water here.
Well, it'll bring up 1st and 20 for Wilmington, and there's not a whole lot in the play calling arsenal for the Cats when they need 20 yards.
And when they're backed up in front of their own goal line is even worse.
I guess you just run the ball and see what happens. Everything packed into that double wing. Handoff goes right side, and Trey Shaw squeezes out across the 10 to maybe the 12-yard line. A gain of 4. I'll bring up, I'll give him 5. 2nd down and 15 now for Wilmington. I haven't seen A.J. Myers a whole lot. We saw him get 1 or 2 carries in the first half, but
he had 34 Friday night and then 1 and 4 tonight.
Everything packed in again from the Wilmington 12, almost the 13. Pitch goes to Shaw, trying to get her on the right side. Cuts it back up the middle. Gets out across the 15 near the 19-yard line, and everything stacked up there. So a gain of, we'll call it 6 more, and it will bring up 3rd down and 9 for Wilmington. So the problem for the Cats is they just picked up 11 yards. They needed 20.
Yeah, he said, well, we picked up 11 yards. Great, but you had a 10-yard penalty that knocked you back to 1st and 20. So
do you risk throwing the ball if you're Wilmington, or you just go ahead and run it and punt it away if you don't get it?
Trouble is, you got to give up a good field position too when you do it. But I think you're going to have to run the ball.
3rd and 9 from the Wilmington 18-yard line. Coming up on 7 minutes to go in the 3rd. Double handoff comes back to the near side, and that just had nowhere to go, and it's going to get stacked up, and eventually Rodewald's going to get swallowed up back at the 15-yard line.
I think they're going to have to put that one on hold for a while.
Well, and the thing is, the Cats just got themselves in a hole, and now limping off on the far sideline is Brad Stacy. He's struggling to get off. And Cam Holman is limping off on the far sideline. Both of them.
Did Rodewald get, he lost
My
a couple
goodness.
yards?
I mean, there are only so many things, right? I mean, I'm assuming both of them will be back here momentarily, but that's a really large assumption. This kick gets a decent Wilmington roll, but that went off the side of the foot of A.J. Myers, and it's touched down at the Wilmington 34-yard line.
Wow. That usually solid kicking game just went out the window right there. Got it off the side of his foot, and boy, that's going to put Lisle right in business.
Well, the Lions get a very short field at the Wilmington 34, and actually A.J. Myers was very fortunate, and now the Cats have to use a timeout again.
Oh, no.
Because there's no one left. I mean, they're struggling to get people on the field, and again, that's not necessarily because they don't have the person, the right personnel out. It's because they're literally not able to come out. So let's take a break. We'll come back with more here in just a moment. You're listening to Wilmington Wildcats football on the Christian Internet Sports Network.
When you need the very best representation on your side, the attorneys and staff at Odekirk Allred and Associates are here to help with extensive professional experience in cases involving criminal defense, divorce, custody, personal injury, residential real estate, and driver's license reinstatement. Odekirk Allred and Associates and its diverse team is prepared to commit personalized attention and aggressive representation to achieve positive outcomes for your most stressful legal issues. Odekirk Allred and Associates has a team of highly skilled attorneys from the area, including Wilmington locals. Odekirk Allred and Associates takes pride in its communication skills and unmatched reputation for success. Contact Odekirk Allred and Associates at 815-740-1700 or stop by their new office location in Wilmington at 1095 South Water Street for your free consultation today.
Well, Lisle tried that same swing pass out to Demetrius King, and that time around, Keaton Hopwood laid it out. I mean, he separated King from the football and put him on the turf. And so after a big hit, it will bring up 2nd down and 10 for the Lions. And again, Wilmington trying to plug the holes in the dam, as it were, because with the injuries piling up, handoff goes near side. This is Walker, who will take it down to the Wilmington 28. And a gain of 5, close to 6. It'll bring up 3rd and 4.
Well, this is the time when Wilmington needs to stop desperately.
And Nick Gornick out there on the defensive line now trying to do some work for the Cats. Handoff comes near side, and Walker is stacked up.
Wow,
got
nice defense.
Maybe a yard. And it'll bring up 4th down. Boy, that's really good work by Jaron Allen and Alan Richards and A.J. Myers. I mean, that's just really good effort.
That was, yes, outstanding effort. It looked like he was going to have a little hole in there for a second.
So we have 4th down and 4. I'm going to go into the bag of tricks here, and I'm going to say that Lisle throws a screen pass.
Just what I was thinking.
But I could be wrong. One receiver split out to the far side. 4th and 4 from the Wilmington 28. Lombardo drops back, steps up, and he's close, but he's not going to get there. Boy, good pursuit from that Wilmington defense. Speaking of Mr. Gornick, he manages to chase him down after a gain of 3, and Wilmington holds on defense.
Wow, was that close?
I didn't know. I thought Lombardo might be able to get there, but didn't quite. Came up a yard short, and Wilmington will get it back. Again, though, let me see if Holman or Stacy are back out there. Trying to look into that. Looks like Cam Holman is back out. I can't see if Stacy is or not. 1st and 10 for Wilmington from their own 26. Pitch goes right side. This is Trey Shaw. And he'll sprint ahead and break a couple of tackles and get all the way out to the 36-yard line and close to a Wilmington first down.
Did you see that right tackle, right guard pushing the defensive line back? I mean, he was just really manhandling him. Oh, who was that? Trey Shaw?
Trey Shaw for 9 yards. It's again trying to get a view in that huddle. Looks like Stacy is back out there, so might have just been a little bit of tweak in the ankles for both of them. Pitch comes near side. This across the 35 to the 40. Rodewald across the 45 to the 47.
He almost got loose.
13 more for Jake Rodewald. And Wilmington starting to pound away a little bit here with 4:07 to go in the third. So the Cats, after a couple of players limp off, managed to get them back out offensively. Now, see how that affects Wilmington defensively, although last time around the Cats did a pretty good job holding it anyway.
Yeah, this is an important possession for the Cats. If they can run a good bit of time off that clock and keep the ball out of Lisle's hands, push it down and get a score, wow, what a difference that'd make.
So 1st and 10 for Wilmington from their own 47-yard line. Pitch goes right side. Not a whole lot there. A gain of 3, maybe 4. On the run by Trey Shaw. It'll bring up 2nd down and 7 for Wilmington. And again, for the Cats, it's ball control, use clock, and if you can get in the end zone, all the better. But that clock's still rolling down to 3:10 to go in the third. And now with that 40-second play clock in high school football, I mean, you can chew up a lot of clock if you're a run offense.
And I was going to say, and that really runs right up Wilmington's alley. They like that ball control type of offense.
2nd down and 7. Lisle bringing 8 into the box. Pitch goes right side. And Trey Shaw carrying people with him inside the 45 all the way to the 44. A gain of 6 more, and within a yard of the first down marker.
He just refused to be stopped.
He had somebody on his back and just went for another 3 yards. Now bring up 3rd down and a yard for Wilmington from the 44 of Lisle.
And you realize he's
220
doing that on an ankle that's not 100%.
Yeah, he's getting back close to that, but yeah, he's not 100% yet. 3rd down and a yard for Wilmington. As far as I'm concerned, this is 2-down territory. Hopwood up under center from the 44. Pitch comes left side. Rodewald. He has the first down inside the 40 and stacked up at the 39. So a gain of 5 more, and Wilmington will have it 1st and 10 from the 39 of Lisle. Down to 155 and counting here. And again, the Wildcats using that 40-second clock every single time. And this game has actually gone very quickly. 1st and 10 from the 39 of Lisle. Back to the double wing here. Pitch comes left side. This is Rodewald again. Bounces it to the outside, now cuts it back in, driving ahead all the way down to the 31. And wow. I mean, he went straight through the chest of the Lisle defender, and I think that is Jovan Martic. And Rodewald lowered his head at the 37-yard line and pushed the defender all the way to the 31. And it'll be 2nd down and 2 after the gain of 8.
And not only that, he did a little quick sidestep of a previous tackler and then dove off that side and went up there and then ran right into his chest and drove him back about another 5-6 yards.
So 2nd down and 2 from the Lisle 31. We're down to 2 seconds on that play clock. Now pitch back out to Shaw. He's got another first down. Down to the 26-yard line of Lisle. A gain of 5 more, and Wilmington keeps the chains moving. By the way, there is, shockingly enough, no play clock here. I think they probably bring it out and take it off when the college team is playing. But you kind of know how many seconds are left in the play clock by watching that back judge, and then you can kind of watch him count it off. And
when he starts moving that hand and counting them off, you know you're running out of time.
And Wilmington might get one more playoff before the end of the quarter. We're down to 15 seconds to go in the third. 1st and 10, Wilmington from the 26 of Lisle. Pitch comes back. This is Rodewald. And he'll churn out another 3, maybe 4 yards, and that's going to bring us to the end of the third quarter. We'll head to the fourth. Wilmington leads at 17-6. Back with more of this top 10 matchup in just a moment. You're listening to Wilmington Wildcats football on the Christian Internet Sports Network.
The launching pad is back, and the kitchen is now open 7 days a week. The iconic Route 66 restaurant is now serving Italian beef, Chicago-style hot dogs, malts, shakes, and their famous Dirtworm sundaes. During your stop at the launching pad, check out the Route 66 gift shop and get your picture taken with the Gemini Giant. Cruise on over to 810 East Baltimore Street in Wilmington and visit the launching pad today. Warren's Collision Center is now at 860 Easy Street in Braidwood. They accept all insurance companies, and as always, customer service is their top priority. Contact Warren's Collision at 815-458-3300, stop by online at warrenscollision.com, or visit in person at 860 Easy Street in Braidwood. Warren's Collision Center is open from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Monday through Friday. Warren's Collision Center, where they care beyond the repair.
17-6 is a lead for Wilmington as we head to quarter number 4. The Cats will have it 2nd down and 7 from the Lisle 23-yard line. For the Lions, they desperately need a stop. Wilmington can get another score here. You feel pretty good about where they're at. Pitch comes back to Rodewald, trying to pick his way through, and not a whole lot of room. Still manages to get 2 or 3 yards. He was almost walking to try to find a spot.
Yeah, he was kind of walking and stepping in between people.
So 3rd down and 5. And again, if you're Wilmington, you're kind of in that territory where do you take another shot at a field goal? Do you go for it? I mean, from right here, you're talking about a 37-yarder, and we've seen Alan Richards already make one from 41 earlier this year. So 3rd down and 5 for Wilmington from the Lisle 21. As everything comes back set, Trey Shaw ran into, it looked like his own guy, and then got thrown backwards.
Yeah, that was a solid defensive play by the Lisle offense, Lisle defensive line. He just ran the stone wall. I think he stood his blocker right back up in his face.
Well, now the Cats can burn another 40 seconds, could take it down to under 10:30 to go in the game, and Alan Richards is going to come on, and we'll see exactly how far this field goal attempt is going to be. It's set up at the 27, which would make this a 37-yard attempt for Allen. He's already converted once tonight. Good snap, good hold. The kick from Richards. It has plenty of leg. It is good again.
Look at that.
My goodness, Alan Richards has just been phenomenal kicking the football this year for Wilmington. 20-6 is the lead for the Wildcats. 10:28 to go in the game. We'll take a break. Come back with more Cats football in a moment on the Christian Internet Sports Network.
Quigley Technology Services is your local source for computer help. They have built numerous websites, including ours, here at the Christian Internet Sports Network. Quigley Technology Services also specializes in virus removal, so your computer will get back to full speed now. And you can trust them for first-class computer repair, including free local pickup and delivery, plus on-site service, including after hours. Contact Quigley Technology Services at 815-293-7844 or stop by at quigtech.com. That's QUIG tech.com. Phelan Acres Bible Church is the perfect place if you are looking for a church to call home. They have services every week, including Sunday school at 9:45, morning worship at 11, and Wednesday night prayer meetings at 7. Phelan Acres Bible Church is located at 26009 Willow Lane in Wilmington, Illinois. And for more information, call 815-476-7818. That's 815-476-7818.
So off the field goal from Alan Richards, his second of the night, Wilmington now leads at 20-6 with 10:28 to go in the game. Kick comes up to the 19-yard line, actually almost right at the 20, across the 30 and out to the 34. And Lisle will have it there 1st and 10. Now, for the Lions, though, that was a good defensive stand because Lisle keeps it at a 2-score game, where a touchdown would have made it 3. So Lisle very much still in this if they can get points on this drive.
Yeah, they've got better part of the quarter to go. They got 10:28 to go yet, so they got lots of time.
1st and 10 for Lisle from the 34. Lombardo keeps it himself. Tried to reverse field, and that was not a good decision. In fact, he could have just kept going. Now we have a flag down. That could very well be a sideline warning. We haven't seen that very much this year, but Coach Reitz is kind of overdue for that. Be a gain of 3, maybe 4. Unless it was a face mask, which is possible. We are quite a ways away. A late hit.
Oh, come on.
That is beyond absurd, but in any case, it'll take the ball down to the Wilmington 47. I mean, I don't know how it's a late hit if you're in the process of tackling someone.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, in any case, it'll bring up 1st and 10 for Lisle to the 47-yard line of Wilmington.
That's the kind of break you don't want to be given.
As Cam Holman back out there defensively, by the way, for the Cats. Out of the shotgun here, Lombardo rolls left side. Looking downfield, fires. Oh, almost and a flag down as Keaton Hopwood going to be called for pass interference. And again, that's pretty brutal. I mean, that Keaton didn't even make contact with him. That's pretty terrible.
He literally
honestly.
He didn't touch him. He went around him and hit the ball.
Almost intercepted the ball.
Yeah. That's 2 very blatantly bad calls in a row. Wow.
Yeah, neither one of those were.
The first one was
again
questionable. This one was ridiculous.
Wilmington got to stand up defensively here. I mean, you got to overcome everything.
Yep. That's behind you now.
1st and 10 for Lisle from the 32 of Wilmington. All of these yards on gift calls. I mean gift. Handoff comes near side. And taking it down to the 29-yard line is Brett Weber. Gain of 4. It'll bring up 2nd down and 6. Boy, that pass interference, man.
That was so awful.
2nd down and 6
that was
for
crazy.
Lisle from the 28 of Wilmington. Back to the shotgun here. 2 slot backs and 1 receiver to the far side. And handoff goes to Walker, trying to step his way through, and he's swallowed up there for a gain of maybe a yard. Hunter Doherty finished up everything. Bring up 3rd down and 5 for Lisle from the Wilmington 27. Well, again, this is a big drive for the Lisle offense. Down to 9 minutes to go in the game. Again, 2 slot backs, 1 receiver to the near side. Handoff goes far side, and this is going to be enough for a 1st down as Weber got chopped down at the 21-yard line. A gain of 5 will give Lisle a 1st and 10 from the, I'll call it the 22. One receiver to the near side. Again, shotgun for Lombardo. 2 slot backs in and 1 running back to Lombardo's left. And the ball goes past Lombardo. It is free, and it's all the way back out to the 36 before Aiden Lombardo can fall on it. And my, oh my, is that going to make things difficult for Lisle.
Now, do we count that
That's
as
a loss of 13 yards. So it'll be 2nd and 23, actually almost 2nd and 24.
It's going to hurt Lombardo's.
Yeah, well, that'll hurt his rushing average, that's for sure. So down to 8 minutes to go. And again, if Wilmington gets the ball back, they can burn up a lot of time in a hurry. Shotgun formation, Lombardo, 2 slot backs in as well, 1 receiver to the near side. Chopping back is Lombardo, fires back down the middle of the field, has a receiver but overshoots his intended receiver. That is Connor Nigro, and actually Keaton Hopwood had really good coverage. If that thing was dropped in, I think Hopwood would have been able to knock it away. It'll bring up 3rd down and 24 from the Wilmington 36. There are a ton of weapons in this Lisle offense, though, so
yeah.
Even at 3rd and 20, or excuse me, 3rd and 24,
Anytime
but even at 3rd and 24.
Yeah, anytime you can throw 30, 40 yards in the air like that, you're dangerous.
So Lombardo out of the gun. Boy, they're really max protecting here. Lombardo has the pass deflected, and this is going to be intercepted by Wilmington. I believe, is that Shaw out to the 34-yard line? It is, and Wilmington gets it back anyway. As Lombardo had that knocked out of his hands as he was trying to get rid of the football, and Shaw, off the deflection, came up with it, and the ball is at the Wilmington 34. Aiden Lombardo comes up limping again, and I'll give Mr. Lombardo credit, man. That kid has been tough tonight, and he's trying to find ways to make things work for Lisle, but there is not a whole lot he could do with that. Especially once Wilmington knows it's 3rd and 24 and you're going to be airing it out. They're going to be coming. Well, this Lisle defense has for sure made things tough on Wilmington's offense, but the problem for Lisle is they haven't been able to really stop Wilmington on any 3-and-outs. They've managed to kind of stiffen up a little bit in the red zone.
Now they've played Wilmington tough. There's no question about that.
Lisle always does.
Yeah, they do. They get up for this game, don't they?
1st and 10 from the 34. Pitch comes right side. This is Shaw. Carries it out across the 40 to the 41. And that's a gain of 6, close to 7. And it'll bring up 2nd down and 3 for Wilmington. And again, for the Cats, at 40-second play clock, it's down to 7:20 right now. And for every 3 downs, you're talking 2-3 minutes off that clock. And while Lisle still has 3 timeouts left, they have to score twice. So 2nd down and 3 from the Wilmington 41. Everything packed in out of this double wing. Pitch comes near side. This is Rodewald, and he'll have a 1st down, still going all the way out to the 48-yard line. That's a gain of 7 more and a Wilmington 1st down. And this is what you want to see out of the Wildcats. I mean,
that's exactly right.
Even if you get a couple of calls that don't go your way, and obviously there were a couple of there, the Wilmington defense still made plays, and now you put it back in the offense hands and you go, listen, turn out clock, this game's over. And you have to take back that momentum.
Yeah. And you have to realize, just like we need to realize up here, that referees make mistakes sometimes.
Yeah, absolutely. We talk about that all the time.
That's part of the game.
And you got to get over it. So pitch comes near side. This is Rodewald. Big hole. There goes Jake to the 30, 20, 10, 5. Touchdown Wilmington.
Wow.
Jake Rodewald, 52 yards. And the Cats now lead it 26 26-6. They kept pounding away, and sooner or later it broke.
Wow.
And Wilmington up 26-6 with 6:14 to go in the game. And, of course, Lisle trying to sell everything out at the line of scrimmage to hopefully stack things up. And once you get past that, it's all trouble.
There was one of the Lions tried to chase him down, but he had enough speed to keep it right up there and go all the way.
And the kick is good by Richards. And Wilmington leads it 27-6 with 6:14 to go in the game. We'll take a break, come back with more Cats football in a moment on the Christian Internet Sports Network.
If you're looking for more information on Wilmington Wildcats football, then check out the Catbackers every Wednesday at 7 at Tuffy's. Each week, Coach Reentz goes over game film, takes questions from the audience, and presents the Offensive and Defensive Player of the Week awards. Plus, you'll get to hang out with other Wildcat fans and get the inside scoop on next week's game. So be sure to check out the Catbackers every Wednesday at 7 at Tuffy's.
27-6 is the lead for Wilmington, 6:14 to go in the game, and now Lisle finds themselves in some trouble. The Lions need 3 scores, and they need it in 6:14. Now, not saying that their offense can't do that. They can. The problem is, can they stop Wilmington's offense? There's a line drive shot down to the 21, across the 30, 35, and that's where it'll get stacked up. And Aiden Lombardo, he's out on the sideline with, it looks like, maybe an ice bag on his hand. So that's going to make things incredibly difficult for the Lions, because that is Andy Eckerd who takes his spot. 1st and 10 for the Lisle Lions at the 35. Handoff goes off the left side, a gain of 3 yards for Walker. Bring up 2nd and 7. So Eckerd, the 5'11 senior, getting a shot at it here. And I hate to see that for Aiden Lombardo, because hopefully that's nothing serious. The Lions need him long term.
Yeah.
And, of course, everybody in the conference come playoff time, we want to see be as successful as possible. And the Lions are going to need him. 2nd down and 7. Handoff goes far side to Walker. They'll pick up another 3. And, again, Wilmington has no problems with Lisle running the football at this point. And for the Lions, what are your real options here with Lombardo out?
Run the ball.
Yeah, I think you're right. I mean, and they're not going to start airing it out here, I don't think. So 3rd down and 4 for Lisle from their own 41-yard line, under 5 minutes to go in the game. Handoff again to Walker. A.J. Myers met him in the hole. Now Walker's still churning. He might end up with the 1st down after all that. Mike Walker has just been a load to bring down. He'll get about 3 more to bring up 4th and a yard.
There's no question what the Lions will do. They'll go for it. Down to 4:20 left in the game.
So 4th down and a yard as Lombardo watching from the sidelines is Andy Eckerd now running things for Lisle. 4th down and a yard. Handoff to Walker. Wow, he just runs over a defender all the way down to the Wilmington 45. Jack Narine stuck his head in there.
Kind of maybe wish he hadn't.
And Walker just steamrolled him down to the 45-yard line. I'll give Jack credit for trying to take that on, but Mr. Walker is a large individual, and he just collapsed in the middle of the field.
Oh, no.
I mean, collapsed in the middle of the field. Now back up on his knees.
Something like it looks like he's holding his stomach. Do you have any idea how many yards he got in that run? He is down. No, here he's up now.
Have the clock stop. Walker trying to get over here to the near sideline. He went back to the huddle, but that's not the way that works. So Walker will head to the sideline.
You think that was about a 7 or 8 yard run?
I think you'll see Mike back in there, I think. It looked like, I don't know if it was his arm or his stomach. And again, for Lisle, that's another piece that they need going forward.
They need both those young men.
I mean, Mike tried to get back in there, but anytime you have an injury, you have to come off the field for a play. And he just might be done. I mean, again.
I mean, I was just thinking that about Lombardo. This is a good time for him to come on out. The game is decided pretty much now. You're not coming back. There's no point in staying out there and doing something more to get hurt. Give a guy a chance to get some playing time. Might need him later on in the year too, the other guy.
Well, 1st and 10 for Lisle from the Wilmington 45, and Wilmington had some injuries, and now Lisle racking them up. Eckerd hands it off far side, and this is Dylan Lau, who will pick up 2, maybe 3 yards.
This is who?
Dylan Lau.
Oh, here we go.
And here comes Mike Walker back in. He is a big back. And
big fella.
You knew that you weren't going to keep him out for long after he went down with, whatever was going on with his arm or stomach, whatever. He tried to stay right in there, and they took him out for a play, and now he's right back in.
Guess who's going to get this hand off?
I guarantee you. 2nd down and 7. Here it goes to Walker, back up the middle. He gets stacked up, and he's dragging a couple of guys for a gain of a yard or 2. Boy, he'd be fun to see in the Wilmington offense, wouldn't he?
Yeah, he would.
Bring up 3rd and about 5, maybe 6.
I mean, you can see the fire in him from all the way up here. He is just really
him and Lombardo both. I mean, they're going to go ahead and bring Walker back out and give him a high five, and I second that.
Yeah,
he's really
let the guy rest.
He's going after it, but yeah, it's time. I do believe he's still bent over on the sideline holding his stomach. So 3rd down and 6. Lau off the far side on the handoff. He'll pick up maybe 3 more. We're down to 2:18 to go in the game. And both teams at this point, I think, are pretty well good with seeing this thing come to an end. And neither side really wants to see any injuries.
Oh,
I mean, there's no, you don't want that. And we've seen plenty of them tonight, and not even really serious injuries, just different guys getting dinged up here and there. And both of these teams need their respective starters going forward. 4th down and 3 from the Wilmington 38. Handoff goes to Lau, and wow, he gets dropped at the 40-yard line.
I mean, he was laid out.
Believed is that Rodewald, who just it was Jake Rodewald, who just came up and set him straight to the ground at the 40-yard line. And so Wilmington will take over there, and guaranteed that Keaton Hopwood is not going to be the quarterback in this situation.
I would think not.
Matter of fact, if I'm Wilmington, I get the entire second team out there to
I think that's what you probably got right
take
there.
a snap. You definitely don't want to take any risk. And for some reason, they let the clock run the entire change of possession.
Maybe both teams decided that's what they wanted.
Yeah, I think it's over with. So Jack Narine takes the snap. And I don't even think they'll run another play here.
There's no point in it. You can run the clock down if you run it or don't run it.
Lisle put up a good fight, and they made Wilmington work for everything. And the Cats managed to put enough together and get a couple of defensive stops, and Wilmington wins it 27-6. Lisle put up a good fight and gave the Wildcats 4 quarters of football, and that's something that Wilmington needed to see. And the Cats come away with a 27-6 victory and remain undefeated on the season. Welcome into the post-game show. Brought to you by the Launching Pad. A big thank you to the Launching Pad there in Wilmington. Be sure to stop by and check out all the new remodeling that they have done there. We'll take a break. When we come back, we'll get to your final stats. We'll also have one more check, abbreviated check of the IHSA football scoreboard, brought to you by Odekirk Allred & Associates, and we'll talk to the head coach of the Wildcats, Mr. Jeff Reins, as well. 27-6 is the final as Wilmington gets the win. Back with more on the postgame, brought to you by the Launching Pad in just a moment.
Teresa's Family Styling Salon in Wilmington is an all-ages salon that will style your hair for that special look. They offer cuts, perms, and coloring for any fashion. They also carry Paul Mitchell and Brocato products. Teresa's Family Styling Salon is located in the Southgate Plaza in Wilmington, and you can call for an appointment at 815-476-1955. That's 815-476-1955. Pro Real Estate is a family-owned business established in 1983. Its staff and sales agents work in all areas of real estate sales, from first-time homebuyers to experienced investors. Located at 506 South Water Street in Wilmington, clients are welcome to stop by to discuss their real estate needs or visit our website at pro-homes.net. For a private consultation, contact us at 815-476-7916.
Heroin. I am Matt Baskerville. As a funeral director in Will County, I can tell you firsthand that I have seen results of heroin overdose.
Plainfield Shorewood, 4 dead. Lockport, 5 dead. I am Reagan Freitag. As Wilmington's local prosecutor and Will County board member, I can tell you I have seen the trouble and hardships of addictions.
Frankfort, Mokina, New Lenox, 6 dead. Bolingbrook, Romeoville, 6 dead. In Wilmington and Braidwood, heroin equals death or arrest.
Wilmington, Braidwood, 8 dead. Thanks to efforts of our local police departments, that number has dropped from 8 deaths in 2015 to 2 deaths so far in 2016.
If your family, your friend, or you are suffering from heroin addiction, there is help. Please call 815-476-1660 for more information.
Help is only a phone call away.
This ad is brought to you by the Wilmington Coalition for a Healthy Community in partnership with ONDCP and SAMHSA.
Breezer Construction Company is a proud supporter of Wilmington Wildcats football on the Christian Internet Sports Network. For over 40 years, Breezer Construction Company has led the way in providing quality construction to the industrial, utility, and pipeline industries. For more information on Breezer Construction Company, go to breezerconstruction.com. That's breezerconstruction.com. Or call 815-521-0900. When you need the very best representation on your side, the attorneys and staff at Odekirk Allred & Associates are here to help with extensive professional experience in cases involving criminal defense, divorce, custody, personal injury, residential real estate, and driver's license reinstatement. Odekirk Allred & Associates and its diverse team is prepared to commit personalized attention and aggressive representation to achieve positive outcomes for your most stressful legal issues. Odekirk Allred & Associates has a team of highly skilled attorneys from the area, including Wilmington locals. Odekirk Allred & Associates takes pride in its communication skills and unmatched reputation for success. Contact Odekirk Allred & Associates at 815-740-1700 or stop by their new office location in Wilmington at 1095 South Water Street for your free consultation today.
27-6 is the final as Wilmington defeats Lisle tonight here at Benedictine University. the Cats had to kind of grind one out tonight as Lisle came ready to play, but just couldn't get enough going offensively to stick with Wilmington, although this game really came down to the latter stages of the fourth quarter. It was a 2-score game in the fourth, and then Wilmington kind of broke it open and ended up winning at 27-6 here tonight in what's been a very strange 2 or 3 days. I mean, you had the lightning delay on Friday, and then it got postponed till tonight. I think the only game in the state going on tonight. And so Wilmington managed to come up here and kind of finish what they started on Friday night. Be sure to join us on this coming Friday. I mean, everything's kind of running together here a little bit as the Cats will get Reed Custer and Herscher back-to-back at home. And so we'll have the game for you on Friday night, 6:40 start time here on the Christian Internet Sports Network. Welcome into the postgame show brought to you by the Launching Pad right there in Wilmington. Big thank you to them for stepping up and sponsoring things this year. Get to your final totals. First off, for the Lisle Lions, rushing the football, Aiden Lombardo, 10 rushing attempts for negative 14 yards. Of course, we're including the errant snap and all those kind of things too. But Dylan Lau, 3 carries for 4 yards. Connor Nigro had a 1 carry for 6 yards. Brett Weber, 9 rushes for 27 yards and a touchdown. Mike Walker tonight, 14 carries for 53 yards. Demetrius King, 1 rush for 9 yards. And Lisle, 38 rushing attempts for 79 yards. That's not a very large average. Through the air, Aiden Lombardo, 2 of 11 for 31 yards. Connor Nigro had 1 reception for 15 yards. Anthony Raineri with 1 reception for 16 yards. On the night for Lisle, 100 yards of total offense. And my, oh my, did the Wilmington defense do a job tonight. On the other side of things, for Wilmington rushing the football, Keaton Hopwood, 2 rushing attempts for 2 yards. It was Jake Rodewald, 16 carries, 120 yards, and a touchdown. Trey Shaw tonight, 17 rushing attempts for 116 yards and 2 touchdowns.
166.
166. Okay. That changes things a little bit.
That was my fault.
So 166 yards for Trey Shaw and 2 touchdowns. A.J. Myers, 3 carries for 39 yards. So Wilmington on the night, 38 rushing attempts, 327 yards on the ground, and 3 touchdowns. No passes even attempted by the Wildcats tonight. They rolled out a couple of times, but Keaton Hopwood just ended up keeping the ball. And Wilmington outgains Lisle 327-100 on the total yardage here tonight. Alan Richards had a couple of field goal attempts, 30-yarder and a 37-yarder tonight to go along with the 41-yarder he had earlier this year. And Wilmington, again, finishes with 327 yards of total offense to the 100 yards of offense for Lisle. I was going to try to get one more look at the IHSA football scoreboard brought to you by Odekirk Allred & Associates, but you know what? Oh, there it is. In the ICE, the ICE, Illinois Central 8 Conference, it was Mantino 41-6 over Reed Custer. Coal City blew out Streeter 49-0. And Piatone a 34-0 winner over Herscher. Just not a whole lot going on.
No surprises there either.
Right, competitive-wise in the ICE. There'll be some more of that, and then you'll have the Coal City-Wilmington matchup toward the later stages of this year, and that'll be an interesting one. Other more or less local teams, Morris 62-12 over Ottawa. Really not a lot of close games at all in the area. Watseka blew out Dwight 45-14. Plano lost to LaSalle, Peru, 40-8. Looking through some things here. Joliet West over Romeoville, 28-0. It was Plainfield South, 48-0 over Joliet Central. Plainfield East, 36-10 over Plainfield Central. Oswego beat Plainfield North in a much closer game, 14-13. That was the battle of a couple of undefeated teams, I do believe, there. And Oswego ranked in the top 10. Minooka, in another battle of 2 very good teams, beat Oswego East 24-7. Joliet Catholic lost to Brother Rice 28-20. IC defeated Aurora Christian 35-3. Kankakee ended up getting a forfeit win. Bolingbrook defeated Bradley Bourbonnais 35-3. Bishop McNamara lost again, although in a very close game, 46-43. St. Francis gets a win. Yeah, it's not an easy schedule. And Providence 49-6 over Carmel. A couple of other scores, teams that Wilmington has played during the year. Oak Lawn got their first win of the year, 40-22 over Summit Argo. That was two teams that had not won a game yet. And Oak Lawn gets a win there. And then Evergreen Park, the other opponent Wilmington played earlier this year, went down to Richards 39-13. And that makes Evergreen Park 2-3.
How about, was Lincoln Way East the number 1 ranked team in 8A? Who was that?
Yes.
Did you give their score?
Well, I'm sure it's in here somewhere. By the way, St. Joe Ogden 19-0 over Pontiac. Let me roll through this and see if I can find that. I'm sure it's in here somewhere.
They did play this week, right?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, I was just wondering. They're probably pretty much favorable all the way.
Lincoln Way East. Oh, they had a big matchup with Homewood Flossmoor. That was two undefeated teams too. Both were 4-0. Lincoln Way East 28-14 over Homewood Flossmoor. Lincoln Way West beat Lincoln Way Central 10-6. That pretty much all the scores that people are curious about in the local area. And again, big thank you to Odekirk Allred and Associates for sponsoring the IHSA football scoreboard. Wilmington wins it tonight, 27-6 over Lisle. We'll talk to Coach Reitz here in just a second. He has like a super hike to get up here at Benedictine University. Actually, we're in one of the sweet things here tonight. This is nice.
Very nice, yes.
We watched the end of the Bears game up here and had Sunday Night Football on, and we had all the windows open, and it was very nice. We appreciate Benedictine and Lisle for allowing us to use the facilities like they do each and every year. A big thank you to the Launching Pad for sponsoring the postgame show again here this week. Of course, Wilmington back at home next week on Friday night, 6:40 broadcast time here on the network as we get toward the bottom part of the year. We're already going into week 6. Is that right? Week 5. Week 5. Getting ahead of myself a little bit.
You are. No, but I tell you what, the year is just whizzing right on past us, though. It seems like we just started, and we've completed four weeks. That's 1/3 of the season. Oh, no, it's less than that. It's more than that.
Sure you got your math right?
No.
My brain, then the amount of stuff that went on this weekend, my brain is not working. And I normally have everything sitting right in front of me here, and I misplaced it somewhere, and I was going to just go back and look at it while we're waiting for Coach Reitz. Actually, no, this is week 5, so Wilmington's 5-0. Yeah, we're going to week 6. That's what I thought, and then you said, no, it's only week 4. I'm like, are you certain? Because I thought it was.
I missed 1 week.
You had me questioning myself
First week
there.
I didn't get to count.
Yeah, you had me question myself there for a minute. Wilmington at 5-0 can get playoff eligible. I mean, they kind of are this week. You got to get to 5 wins. But next week it would be officially making Wilmington playoff eligible if they can get to that 6th win. And I think the Wildcats are going to see that here at some point this year. So,
any surprises for you out of the Wilmington play tonight?
No, not necessarily. I mean, there were a couple of little things that Wilmington had to come up against, and the odd scenario that we had, and kind of just going from Friday night to tonight. But joined now by the head coach of the Wildcats, was Jeff Reitz here on the postgame show. As coach, tonight you kind of had a good 4-quarter battle in one of those games this year where you kind of knew was coming sooner or later, and you're going to have to make some things work. But the kids battled on both sides of the ball, and your defense came up huge after a couple of penalties on that drive by Lisle to force a turnover, and you end up getting out of here with a win.
No, it was a real big night for us. I tell you, we didn't have this intensity Friday, and we were not happy about that. And the kids knew it too. And so to come out here, boy, first Sunday night ever in Wilmington High School history, And so, we're a little worried about the kids. How are they going to show up tonight? And they took it upon themselves that, and we talked to them. We preached the, hey, it's Sunday night football, and go play and have fun. And I said, you're the only game in the whole state tonight. I said, go get them. And then we talked about, you're going to have a lot of people here, or people are going to be watching. How do you want your team to look and present itself? And tonight they did a really good job of
of being physical. We played our kind of football. I thought we were very slow on Friday. Tonight we were very fast. Much more communication from our kids. Good give and take between coaches and players. They were being very coachable, and they were giving us some great information too. So overall, it's a real good night. I got Lisle being a playoff team, and we could see him again, no doubt about that. But we faced a good football team, and we did some good things tonight, so I'm happy about that.
You know, the nice thing offensively is keeping control of that ball and running clock and using that 40-second play clock to your advantage and kind of chewing up time. So even when Lisle got the ball back, the game was starting to shorten up quickly by the time they got the ball back.
No, it really was. And everybody that watches us, anybody that runs the ball well, I'm friends with a lot of guys throughout the state, and we always talk about the same thing. Ball possession in this day and age of spread offense is huge, and anytime you can limit the offense and how many times they're going to touch the ball, it just makes your defense that much more better. And then when your defense does go out there, maybe you get a 3 and out. Now you're back to getting your offense back on the field. We're going to run that clock a little bit more. So, it was good overall tonight. And, there's still some things we need to work on. I tell you what, the biggest thing tonight will be when I get to our trainer, Katie Kane, and she tells me, hopefully she gives me a thumbs up that we're okay, because I'm thinking we're going to start to get some of these guys back.
Yeah.
And they've been sitting on the sideline now, 3 or 4 of them now for about 3 weeks. So I'll be anxious to see maybe they can get back for the homecoming game against Hershey. But I think for sure we're going to have them all back come Recuster. And so we're going to need those guys during this push here. But a couple of guys I want to point out. Again, Tyler Willis came in on defense and did a tremendous job. I thought A.J. Myers on defense was really good. Rodewald, I thought our front line did a nice job of maintaining themselves and doing well there. Hopwood covered a really good wideout, number 10 tonight. I thought he did a really good job there. So overall, it was a great team effort, but some of those guys kind of Jack Narine, he had to play. He came in last week, had to start again this week. I thought Jackie, did a nice job. And so I'm happy for our kids, happy for our school. We got big homecoming this week. Everybody's a fan of homecoming except the head football coach. Okay, but I want our kids to have a good time, but also focus that, we got a Hershey team coming in. We're already a couple days behind in getting ready for them. And so the coaches got a lot of work to do here coming up, but looking forward to that challenge, and hopefully we have a good homecoming game.
The one other thing for me, too, was special teams again tonight. Alan Richards.
I forgot all about
that first field goal where he had to stop and then get restarted again and somehow made that and then hit another 37-yarder. Boy, that's just developing into a nice weapon.
Boy, thank you for bringing that up. He does a great job. He's a great weapon for us. I thought he kicked off great tonight, too, and I thought Alan played a good linebacker tonight. He had some really good hits, and the sophomore kid gets better and better. The kid's playing with a lot of confidence, and boy, what a great – that's 6 points for us tonight. That's huge. So you guys be safe going home. Okay.
Right. Thank you, Coach. As Coach Reese joined us here on the postgame show, brought to you by the Launching Pad. As we appreciate him joining us here again tonight. The Cats win it 27-6 over Lisle as Wilmington moves to 5-0 on the year. You almost had me talked out of being 5-0. I'm beginning to wonder, did I lose my mind? Or yes, it is 5-0 on the year for Wilmington. They'll be back at home the next 2 weeks and catch both of those games here on the network as Wilmington wins it 27-6 over Lisle. That ends the one and possibly only time
have a Sunday night game
that Wilmington will play Sunday night football. We hope you enjoyed the broadcast wherever you're at tonight. We'll see you next week. Actually, this week.
This week.
Wow, yeah.